home. Leave other people things alone. There's other ways to get involved. Get involved. No fools, staying cool.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome to the Hit Back with Nahaja, Black Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's Independence Week, y'all. Independence Week. Are you excited? 48 years old. My producer today, none other than the great Wally. Wally. We're coming to you live today from, we are in the Freeport Harbor today, porting outside of Freeport for the moment, docking outside of Freeport for the moment. We are here until 8 p.m. on the Crystal Serenity cruise. This is where I've been all week. It's been I mean, what can I say? What can I say? Oh, the struggle of doing this job. I don't know what to say about this job. I mean, every day I wake up, they won't feed me. They almost try to clothe me. Every day they will give me balcony view. You hear this man on the air every hour. The captain trying to tell me what's happening today, where we going, how many knots we sailing, which island we passing. Oh, the struggle. The struggle is real, y'all. I mean, this is hard work. This is hard work. And so I had to bring you this hard work from the balcony of my good room. Listen, it's a beautiful day. I can't complain. It's been a great week on the Crystal Serenity. We have sailed quite a bit of distance. We had 2 days at sea. Obviously, you guys know all of this by now. You've seen me in my Facebook page. If you aren't following on Facebook, then you're missing out. So follow us on Facebook. What else? Let me see what else I got for you there. I have so much things I want to tell you about this whole experience because it's been an amazing experience. It has been an amazing experience. Joseph, I'm not back yet. We are just docked in Freeport. We don't actually get back to Nassau until tomorrow, but we're docked in Freeport. This is interesting. We're docked in Freeport for maintenance and for refueling, right? So the ship, again, when we depart or disembark on tomorrow morning, 9:45 is the last time to disembark. We will then be leaving from Nassau. We're leaving off of Nassau Harbor, but we're in Freeport right now, refueling, maintenance, but no one's off the ship. So I'm actually looking at the harbor, at the stores, and nothing in essence is happening. So, you know, it's fascinating. We've been asking questions on why we, you know, since we missed Bimini and we missed Cat Island, why not Freeport? And what we're getting from reports was that it just wasn't something that, because of short notice with Cat Island, you know, it wasn't something that they could adjust to so quickly. But this is the first week. I have so many things to tell you, so many things to share with you on this experience. First things that come to mind, and I want to, and I think it's very important that I stress these things. And I want to thank a lot of people that we got to meet on these wonderful family islands, right? So let me start off with, and there's a lot of people on the ship that I'd like to say hello to too, because it's great experience all around. So I want to thank on Exuma, all of the wonderful staff there, tourism staff who came there, who showed up, for the persons on Farmers Hill, for our driver who took us to wonderful Forbes Beach. I will say though, when I'll get to this, when we're doing our review and our review as media on this trip, there were some ways where I think that Exuma actually was the weakest showing of all, which would be surprising for many, that Exuma was the weakest showing, even though Exuma got the most press, I think, because more press was there for that first stop of Serenity. Then you went to San Salvador. And can I say the people of San Salvador are some of the most welcoming, gracious. The food was fabulous. The hospitality was fabulous. I got to meet Mama Razzi, apparently the paparazzi of San Sal. And she, you know, along with the island administrator, they showed us around. Bernadette from tourism, shout out to her. Max, who runs the bar or the I don't know, the little restaurant-y thingy on the beach there, Longs Bay. I'm telling y'all right now, Max knows how to make a drink. Max, I don't know if you could call making a drink an anointing, but the brother good. I don't think you could call that an anointing, but the brother's good. I got all kind of sunburn and everything, but he's good. And then we went up there. We saw all of the relics of yesterday, plantations, hilltops. Young Miss Wilkinson was our driver. Very impressive young lady. She's 20. She's part of the local government. And so young woman riding around in the government vehicle. Hello. And she's drive good too. Shout out to Miss Wilkinson there in San Salvador. Then we met Betty Claire. How come none of y'all told me? And I have questions, you know. Wally, my producer, he's an island boy. He should have told me this. Cecil, he think he's an island boy, but I don't believe him. How come no one ever told me about steamed crab and dough? How come? Steamed. No, apparently there's steamed, there's boiled, and there's grilled. What? And this wonderful lady named Miss Claire stopped us on the road. Now, I actually think, and I'll be real with y'all, I actually think she thought the car was filled with Clint and his crew. But God got a way of showing up because it was my car. And when she showed me, she already had the 4 plates. And so she said, Nahaja, I only told Clint I had 4. Well, you know what I said. Well, look at God. I'll take it for him. I'll take him. My husband and I, we had 2. Dog, eat your lunch. You ever needed them other 2? That thing was good. Never heard of it before. Amazing food, man. And so we had a good time there. And then it's time, you know, and the welcoming committee was fantastic. The vendors were fantastic. And then we ended up in, yesterday was Long Island. And Long Island refused to be outdone. And wonderful people as well. Shout out to Miss Sandra Russell there, Ministry of Tourism, General Manager for the Family Islands, doing a wonderful job there. Patrice and her wonderful husband, Bill Carroll, who entertained us and took us around. Just a wonderful time. And there's so much I got out of this. One of the big things that I got out of this experience from island to island was that we, as Nasuvians and as Bahamians in general, have to see how much money can be made in these Bahama Islands off of ourselves. Doing this cruise, you realize that there's a different type of cruiser. This vessel, Serenity, caters to a wealthier group of people, older, more settled, people who are interested in learning. They want to come into your island, come into your country, and they want to get a sense of who we are as a people. They're not here to buy shirts, cheap shirts and trinkets. They want experiences, right? They want experiences. And those excursions that gave experiences that weren't just sit on the beach. Now, mind you, the beautiful beaches of San Sal, the beautiful beaches of, Long Island, all called to them. Exuma, most people didn't go further than Farmers Hill. And so they didn't get to see Forbes Hill Beach like we got to see. They didn't get to experience all of the other beaches further down into Roll Town or Stewart's. They didn't get to really experience those. But one thing I realized is that we have to think out of the box when it comes to tourism. And thinking out of the box doesn't mean anything else other than thinking that we are capable. And if you're hearing a lot of sound effects, I'm actually outside. We're actually shooting this outside on the balcony right now as we're in Freeport Harbor, doing maintenance and all of that stuff. So there's a lot of background noise if you're tuning in. So that's the biggest thing. A guest came to us while we were sitting down after doing some work, after coming back on shore. And this lady said to us, and she said, excuse me, are you guys from the, Ministry of Tourism? Are you from the Bahamas? We said, yes. And she almost cried when explaining her experience going to High Key in San Salvador. That was an excursion. And her experience with High Key was that, first of all, the tour guides were family. This is in San Salvador. This was a family experience. And they took her and about 19 other people, so it was a small group, on this boat that comes off of this dock. I don't know where High Key is. I don't know anything about High Key. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. And she said that they took her, and because we passed the space where you actually go to take this tour, and it's in mangroves. So you come off of the little pier and it goes straight into some low mangroves. And she said that it was so magical because the environment just opened up. It was like a lagoon, and it opened up into this lush, beautiful mangrove space that was crystal clear, and that they were able to snorkel. And she said it was not like the best snorkeling she'd done in the world. Now, this is a woman who's who sailed many a seas with the Crystal Serenity, right? So she's familiar with cruising and sailing, almost in tears. And she said, as she's telling us, she says, I'm getting goosebumps just telling you. And she said, then they took them snorkeling. It wasn't the best snorkeling. But after that, they went to this next place, this next key, and maybe it was High Key itself. And there was this seating for dinner, for lunch, sorry. And it was the most beautiful food. But she said, above all else, it was the people. And that was the experience. And she said, please tell, this is what this lady said to us. Please tell your people, your audience, that we at Crystal, this is what we as guests on Crystal look for. We want to plant trees. We want to do things that will help the environment. We're not bad people. And you know what that made me think? There's two things that made me think about. One, wow, these folks heard that they weren't wanted. How does that make them feel as passengers, right? And then secondly, that she wants to do things in country. She doesn't want to take away. She wants to plant mangroves. She wants to go in a field and you know, become a part of nature. And the theme that ran through a lot of our tours, especially on, you know, the San Salvador and Long Island, was they loved that these were family businesses, family-run tours. One guy said, man, we were on this tour, you know, when they took us to swim with the pigs, the captain was the brother, the fellow who was pulling in the boat was the son, and, you know, the woman who was serving the food was the daughter. They love that stuff. And that's the family business. I got so much things that I have to share with you guys about this experience, because we are missing the boat on in just so many opportunities. And then we have Bahamians in living on these family islands or doing things on these family islands that you don't hear about, but they're so successful, so successful. I mean, one brother got 26 units, building another 26 units, all vacation rentals, got the rental car company, got the best curry mutton on island with a free pool hall. Y'all must say ain't serious about life. We have a lot of things where we can be doing well. And I'll tell you more about it, but I got joining me after the break, my good friend, C.A. Newry. We will be back right after this.
Now, this is some real island stuff here, all right?
Gin and coconut water.
Yeah.
Gin and coconut water.
Jelly.
Gin and coconut water. Get it in America. Gin and coconut water.
Yeah.
Gin and coconut water.
What you say?
Gin and coconut water. Get it in America.
Honey child, come go with me back to the West Indies. Baby, can't you see I lost my strength and my energy? What I need is
Gin and coconut
jelly
water.
coconut.
Gin and coconut water.
Hey,
Gin and coconut water. Can I get it in America?
one more time.
Gin and coconut
Jelly
water.
coconut.
Gin and coconut water.
What?
Gin and coconut water. Can I get it in America?
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At cancer treatment centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and they set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
When you really need to save big, you need to shop Super Value in quality supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 14.8 ounce can, 3 for $3.19. Promo's Peanut Butter, 18 ounce jar, $2.89. Amalanda Fresh Milk, 33.8 ounce size, $1.39. Green peppers, $1.49 per pound. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.09 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value in quality supermarkets.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
They say he's been dead a long time. Come, let us go to the sepulchre. What you bring me out here for? I'm scared. Bring me to nobody's grave. Careful now. Watch how you open the coffin now. He been dead 300 years. Wait. Look. You know meat on a bone. I can see straight through me. Wait, see, he winking one eye. He living, let's run. 1, 2, 3, 4, so much been here once before. 1, 2, 3, 4, knocking on the witch's door. 1, 2, 3, 4, so much been here once before. 1, 2, 3, 4, knocking on the witch's door. It's so much reincarnation, each life with a different nation. History surgeon to the resurrection.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We are live right now on the Crystal Serenity, docked in Grand Bahama, the Freeport Harbor. Let me say hello to everyone of my Freeport people. Listen, nah, Lord, so close yet so far. Felicia, I see you. It's good to have all of you tuning in. Felicia, Bowleg, I see you. Hello to everybody. My cousin Karen all the way in Exuma. Shout out to all of you guys. I got my good friend C.A. Newry getting ready and set to join us any minute now. And I think I see him, my good friend. C.A., what's up, buddy? And what is that? Like, as soon as he sits down, like, and you got to unmute yourself. And, like, it's one of those weird things. It just happens every time.
Every time. I'm not used to technology. But I am jealous of you. You seem to be in paradise. How is it that the water there seems aquamarine? I just don't know what to say. I mean, you look good. I even love your complexion. You look nearer to my complexion now, and it's good.
Man, listen. It's been so much fun. Let me say hello to everybody in Freeport. Esther, Sherelle. Listen, it's good to see you guys. I think Samara is somewhere in the States. Hello to everyone who's watching online. Don't forget you can follow us and watch us online on Facebook and on YouTube, facebook.com/Nahaja Black Show. And follow and subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/C, the letter C/Nahaja Black. Don't ask me how it is. It's just what it is with that one there. My good friend C.A. Newry joining me. See, boy, I tell you, this has been a kind of a spiritual thing. First of all, can I just say that Serenity Cruises knows luxury?
Yes, I see that.
I think that that's important. One of the things I've been explaining to people is, listen, you're not getting nickel and dimed, right? Mm-hmm. There's nothing that I've wanted that I haven't gotten. Mm-hmm. I had my good friend, look at Richard, these two together. I've had just behind me. All I asked for was, can I get maybe like a little potted plant in the corner, right? I'm going to do my show from the balcony. Hey, Kay. And that must have meant that was like a fire alarm, because then I had the head of housekeeping knock on the door. What all do you need? I said, well, I just needed a potted plant, something in the background. She said, okay. All of a sudden, I had like 10 people in this room cleaning everything, washing the doors, washing the decks. Then I got backdrop. I mean, look here, man. I'm feeling special today. You said, do you want a glass of wine whilst you're on air? Oh. What do you? I had my wine before air. Okay. But I realized it was getting it's too early for day drinking. You don't day drink until like 5:30ish. Is that day drinking? That's evening.
5 o'clock now.
Yeah. See. Well, I could drink that wine later. Joyce, how you doing, love? So this has been an exceptional experience. The quality of service, the quality of human beings. Now, mind you, they're older. I just, the ship is asleep after a certain hour, right? Even though there's activity, Cecil, the ship is asleep. These folks ain't got all that time to play around. After dinner, things start to shut down. So, we are the youngest group on board.
and one thing we know about Crystal Cruises is it is about luxury. It's the creme de la creme of cruise lines, right? And to see them actually in the Bahamas and sailing through, it's something to be proud of. It's something to partner with. And I was excited for the Bahamas in general to have them here, and to see a luxury cruise line branded with the Bahamas, which is a luxury and product in the eyes of many. And to go into crevices nooks and crannies of the Bahamas where many tourists don't happen to ever venture to. I got excited. I mean, to see Long Island in its splendor, to see Exuma in its splendor, San Salvador. Oh, you know, I am still having goosebumps. I can imagine what you felt sailing through the Bahamas.
Listen, I mean, and what it would have been if we had gone to Bimini, if we had gone to Cat Island.
I'm going to talk to Cat Island. You should have gone to Cat Island. I mean, what happened?
Listen, let's talk about Cat Island there, because I've asked the question. Someone said, I hope you got t-shirts. I mean, them t-shirts are a little island expensive, man. I love y'all, but I know. I brought photos. Just on the photo. But the so I asked this question about Cat Island because, of course, what we heard on the show, or what we heard through news, was that this was an issue with tendering, right? And that the owner of the pretty much the one access point by which, or the closest point to which we could tender, was not interested, right? Not interested in having us.
And what does that mean, Nahaja? Not interested
what that means
in a government-sponsored, in quotes, because I know it's a private entity, but it's a government-sponsored entity. Yep. You know, the official Ministry of Tourism is requesting assistance. Now, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that. You said it like that because I'm sorry. Can I just say, there was not one official that I've met on the ground, around, on the ship, who worked for this ship, who work for ministry, are pleased with the outcome of Cat Island. Not one. Not one. And many have said to me, Nahaja, you got to say something about it. You have to say something about it, because how can they stronghold or strong arm one individual? Now, you know, for me, my mind goes into many things. One, how in the world we have, as you know, the executive orders still are in place. Just go with that. Just go with the competent authority activity. Now, mind you, you may not need to be dealing with that port for health reasons, but I feel as if somewhere in there, for the health of the economy, we should have said to the owner, in quote, because the owner of the main access thoroughfare, where we are in an economic downturn, we are looking and needing an economic boost. We know that any more takeaways, because we have acquiesced to the second home buyers in Harbor Island. We have acquiesced to the Spanish well folks and whatever their issues were. We've taken those away as a part of the itinerary. And here we go again now, after we've made a decision on this, that we're going to let one person who's an expat determine the economic success
of the entire island.
Bahamians. Bahamians in country. I'm sorry. That's a national security issue to me. I say you take you commandeer that spot. You tell the owners, I will give you funds to maintain this space. We'll make sure it's maintained, but you can't have that say right now because we need to make money. If this is what we're talking about, Cecil, the value of the ship like Serenity, this is not the other brands, you know. And I think Bahamas need to understand that. This is not like the other brands, because this vessel actually cares about the environment. Actually, let me let Wally, do you have that clip ready for me? We have the corporate manager, Kevin Jones. This young man, Kevin Jones, is not the corporate manager of Crystal Serenity. He's on the board of Crystal Serenity. He actually is the CEO of Crystal Serenity in essence. But he's a corporate manager of the Genty Group. And this is a bigger group that owns multiple businesses. This young man is the CEO of CEOs. This is the young man who's been in town halls in Exuma, right? In town halls in Exuma, looking at trying to appease and assuage our concerns. Many executives don't do that. They say, take it or leave it, right? They say, take it or leave it. They go through the perfunctory processes, but take it or leave it. He's done that. And Wally, just let me know if you have it by messaging me inside the inbox there. So we're going through this process here, and he shared a concern that I thought was very interesting. When we talk about the environment, this vessel here, it uses something called dynamic positioning. So they don't drop anchor. They don't drop anchor. They stay, the computer keeps them in one spot. And from I've been on this ship, if I didn't sanitize my hand, wash my hand, social distance, if there hasn't been this level of cleanliness and nothing overboard, I think that's the first one. It's the first one, Wally. Nothing overboard. This policy of the environment, the guests and all epitomize this. This is what they want. I mean, apart from just sailing, they could sail all day. They don't care. They'd sail all day. They'd sail like 7 days a week. They don't care. But that is their standard on the environment, right? Someone asked, it would have been great. Are they hiring Bahamians? I don't know if that's a part of their plan. I know there isn't any Bahamian on board as staff, right? But before we even get there, let's see if we can keep the vessel in country. Let's see if we can keep the vessel in country. Cecil, I met two people whilst Wally gets his response, because there was a response to this whole Cat Island thing by Mr. Jones, because I think it's important you get their response too as a company, because I stand of the position, what does this do to the product? What does this do when a CEO and the COO, okay, thanks, Wally. What happens when they have to always adjust? And I want you to hear what he had to say. Go ahead, Wally.
We have a nothing overboard policy, and we combine that with everything else that we're doing on the ship to promote the efficient use of resources, recycling, everything that we can to protect the environment. I am confident in saying that we are the most environmentally sound cruise ship on the globe. That being said, that's just superficial.
Got it.
It's funny because in some of the islands, you mentioned how we had to show up at town halls in Zoom. There was this well-intentioned, but not well-informed reluctance to support us coming out of a concern about environmental stewardship, amongst a host of other concerns. And so we were able to go, we were able to make it clear just how we are at the top of the heap in that respect. But one thing that time didn't permit to get into is that the single most ambitious and effective environmental policy is economic development. You go to the most environmentally protected areas that actually have a population. I'm not talking about Antarctica.
No.
But where people live, the biggest difference between places that are pristine environmentally and those that are just ravaged is the economic development of the people.
Come on now.
So
it's always clean.
When we got into some conversations with persons who aren't even Bahamian citizens, who asked that we not be allowed to bring this economic development, it's very hard to bite my tongue and say, how dare you? How could you not be supportive of economic development for the local people, which is been shown to be the most effective environmental policy, so that your garden could be kept at your house?
Yeah. Did you hear that last one? So your garden could be kept in your house. Listen, I like this dude. Okay, so for folks, and this is a longer conversation. That's Kevin Jones, corporate manager, right? We had a longer conversation, and I'll play another snippet, because that you understand where he's coming from. I got a sense of where he's coming from, Cecil. The brother saw an opportunity. This is what we shared in the interview. He saw an opportunity as someone who sits on the board of this major corporation. They were going through COVID-19 and they were going through Black Lives Matter. And he didn't want the company to just be a token company, right? Where you donate probably a couple tens of millions of dollars to some Black organization, but you're just really trying to move on to another thing. And obviously, this is business. You look at the best option, right? He said from all of the pushback that he was getting, it was only because he knew that this would benefit us. And of course, his wife has strong ties. Her family's from Long Island and Exuma. So his wife is pretty much Bahamian. And shout out to Miss Cynthia Maynard. I don't know if you know that name, La Femme Boutique. Miss Maynard was on the cruise with us, cruising with the Joneses. So shout out to Miss Maynard, who was also on the vessel here with us. That for him, it angered him that he knows when he travels the world, as he sits on the board for a company that's owned by successful, privileged men of a certain hue. He understands the circles you're rolling in. And this is something where they really believe it could be empowering because of what they want to do. And he got frustrated. And his thing was, you're watching other developed countries protect their environment because they got money. They have money. Check out the clean places. Their economies have money. And they get the money from off of countries like ours. And this is something that can benefit people. Let me tell you, when I listen to the people of Club Med, Cecil, the former employees of Club Med, that's Sansal. They were so thrilled to have that shipping company. One young lady named Driscoll said that customer service is all she knows. And that she's so thrilled to have people on board. All right. And I think Cecil is frozen, but we're going to take a quick break. Oh, you just frozen still, but listening. We're going to take a quick break because I want to get your take on that. I want you to get your response on what he said. And we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back on that thought. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. We'll be back after this.
Gonna tell somebody right down the road. In this backyard party right down the road. To shake my body right down the road. Hey, great straight party. It's a beautiful evening. I can hear the music playing. The soul and ghost can drum. My record scrape jamming. It's the only thing I know that will make me dance. It's so sweet, girl. Don't miss your last chance. Going down the road. Hey, gonna tell somebody right down the road. Oh, going down the road. Going down the road. Down the road to shake my body. I know what I'm saying, girl. Check it out. Straight body. So much excitement, I can see them counting moving. Watch how they swing it round. Look how them boogie rolling. Look your man, check it out. You hear the sound. I see Sanders sculling on the ground, yeah.
In life, there are always challenges. Today, we find ourselves having to be more self-sufficient, socially aware, and technically savvy. At J.S. Johnson, we are committed to our customers by providing cost-effective insurance solutions. No matter what your insurance needs, we will always be here for you. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Enjoy an elevated mobile experience with BTC, giving you
unlimited talk for the best conversations, unlimited data for all your online fun,
and unlimited roaming to stay connected while overseas.
For just $50 per line.
Unlock unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming when you sign up for BTC Superfast Fiber Internet with speed starting at 100 megabits per second. Enjoy more great savings and value. Upgrade or sign up today. Visit any BTC store or btcbahamas.com. Conditions apply.
The new Chevy Captiva has everything to keep you and your family comfortable on the road. This affordable 7-seater has an efficient turbo engine and a 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system that displays the rear view camera. There's smartphone integration, electro-assisted steering, and USB ports in all rows. Chevy Captiva is a family SUV that has space, comfort, and functionality with fold-down seats and dual AC vents. Get your new Chevy Captiva today at National Motor Company on Shirley Street, where standards are higher.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Saxon and the Valley, music makers one family. 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 Hey, come on!
Been knocking down out of my town. On the bass street with the jumping up down. Saxing at the rhythm, licking them goats can drum. The Valley boys on the brass, hitting the rough pum pum. I'm a bohemian, I'm proud to be one. Saxing and the Valley, music makers one family.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. Happy Independence, y'all. We're turning 48. What's today's date? Is it the 10th yet? Jeez, man, this week has gone by quickly. Happy Independence. We're 48 years old tomorrow. 48 is an independent country. Question is, Do you feel as if you're growing up? Are we maturing? That's a whole other show. I don't even have the emotional energy for that level of depth, because really I can't. I'm not there. I'm sun-baked. Like a really, like, I swear to you, my gold hair is extra gold because I'm extra dark, man. I looked in the mirror the other day, just last night, and I kind of frightened myself because all I saw was teeth and hair. It was rough. I am actually blue-black like Cecil. And nothing wrong with being blue-black. Ain't nothing wrong with being blue-black. It's just that Cecil blue-black is a different tinge of blue-black. You know, and it's just an extra. It's an extra.
I am celebrating the fact that you look more and more like me. I'm rubbing off on you, and I'm sure your husband must be concerned now.
You're beautiful stuff. Thank you, Samara. Listen, if I blue black, my brother, my husband jet black. Seriously, you remember that? You remember that joke where they used to say, you know that joke where used to say, you're so black, someone that shoot you and the bullet will come back for a flashlight?
Mm-hmm.
That's my husband. Ain't nobody could shoot him tonight. Bullet will come back for a flashlight.
I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm not going to comment on it at all.
That's my hobby. It's been a great time. Okay, so your thoughts on what the CEO said.
I am concerned, and this is why I'm concerned. For decades now, tourism officials, Bahamians, have been discussing the possibility of having a cruise ship to sail throughout the Bahamas because we have multiple destinations, right? We know that the majority of the tourists that comes to the Bahamas comes to New Providence, and then, you know, they go to Grand Bahama, Abaco, Exuma, you know, and of course they have even Harbor Island as a lesser extent, right? Mm-hmm. We have an opportunity to showcase the entire Bahamas in 7 days, right? To skip, hop, jump to and experience all of the Bahamas within 7 days to some significant islands, which has a different and unique culture. Yes. And showcasing those islands, right?
Yes.
And to know that we, especially during independence that we're celebrating, to know that we have outside forces that can push, maneuver, dictate to officials that know this is their island paradise only for them, exclusive for them.
Yeah.
And they do not care if the product benefits Bahamians in general, because it does not benefit them. And I'm concerned about that narrative. I'm concerned about that narrative, especially dealing with Cat Island in particular. It's a sleepy village, right? Mm-hmm. They know that a number of islands have issues, especially because of COVID and lockdown period. And this gave them an opportunity to showcase who they are. And also, and since we are in the market of second home owners, in the market of having a particular clientele, a particular ilk of people, the Crystal Cruise Line has that ilk of people that we expect, speaking of, who has that disposable income, who can afford to buy a second home and say, well, I'm going to come and live in Nassau because it has the tranquility, not Nassau, the Bahamas, because it has the tranquility I've been seeking on or searching for, right? And to deny these people the opportunity to see the Bahamas in all its glory, to see that you can go and live in Cat Island and have amenities, but you can construct a $500,000 home and live comfortably, right? To experience that rich culture, to go and see San Salvador, and to know that this is the first place that the Europeans came to, right? To experience that, and know that there are people within the Bahamas who try to thwart that. It is concerning. It is concerning because this is a long time discussion that we wanted to get to this place, and COVID-19 brought this opportunity to us.
Yes.
To take advantage of, and to know that there are persons out there who cannot appreciate the fact that this is our opportunity and we're going to jump on it and take advantage. And this is what I want to say right now. Kudos to Ministry of Tourism. They did a wonderful job.
Yes.
Preparing and prepping the residents of the family islands. You can see that they were prepared. They understood what they needed to do. And I am impressed. I am thoroughly impressed with Ministry of Tourism, and they need to be commended. It only can get better from here, up and up.
Yeah, you know, and I'm happy you said it too, because they have been, I will say, exceptional. They've been trying. They've been doing their best. There was one. I think my one disappointment was that in Exuma, I don't think many guests, apart from those who paid for like the excursions, the normal, the internationally acclaimed swimming with the pigs and one or two other show excursions. Those were the main ones. A lot of Exuma, I thought, acted as if nothing was happening. Fish fry was closed. It was a Tuesday and fish fry was closed. And so we're sitting there like, so what, nobody's supposed to eat? Plus, there's one of the things that guests said to me, I thought it was so disappointing because, you get back on the ship and one of our jobs is to listen. How did you experience it? What did you think about it? And I had guests, a couple, say to me, you know what? We didn't think, I was surprised. They said, I asked, how was your experience in Exuma? They said, meh. I said, really? He said, yeah, we didn't want to go and swim with the pigs. We wanted to go into town. And I said, so what happened there? He said, well, the prices were just ridiculous. I said, okay, so what were you saying? What is ridiculous? So he said that they were being charged $100 an hour per person to drive around. And when they asked how many hours would it take to drive around, the fella said 4. So, like, that's not going to happen. But when they got to San Salvador, and another thing that another couple said to me when we were on the tender coming back, this is what I think broke my heart a bit, was they said it was dirty. That messed me up, right? And mind you, yeah, you going down there when you get, listen, we have one of the director of PR was with us driving about, and our tourism person could not help themselves, and they said, welcome to welcome to the capital of Exuma. And if anybody's been to Exuma, you know that the capital of Exuma, the capital of Exuma really is just, for me, I feel like it's a roundabout. Right? It's a roundabout. I love Exuma, but everyone knows you reach the capital when you hit that roundabout, right? And Georgetown. And I said, I feel like we should not say that this is the capital, because the capital, just like New Providence, like Nassau, needs some work.
It's the whole island too.
Yeah, that's a little bit of work. Just say all of this is Exuma. Go with it.
I wanted to speak on the characteristic of Exumians. You know that these people are entrepreneuric in general. They tend not to be, in quotes, workers. So their approach to tourism is kind of different. It's more hands off. And in the other islands and in Nassau, we tend to go out and touch the tourists and say, hey, come this way, and wait hand and foot. Whereas with the Exumians and their entrepreneurial spirit, where they work for themselves, they will look at tourism as, okay, if they come, they come. And this is why one or two hotels had issues.
No, you can't say Exuma. Exuma is one of Exuma's. What is their Exuma's business is based off of quite a bit of the persons
who in tourism own the product itself. They're not employees. They are entrepreneurial. So even though it is hard to explain why the workers to say, man, I'm not going to be working to do that. Right? And they don't go out of their way. Let me give an example. In Nassau, tourists can come and say, hey, I'm lost. I do not know where to find this particular restaurant. And we would walk them the entire way. You say, this is where you want to go, then continue. And then someone say, man, you're down there. You need to go find it. Near the big tree. They're not rude. They're accommodating, but they'll tell you where the location is because they're busy carrying on their own business, and they don't have the time to give up on you to do that. It's not necessarily a bad thing, just that they are busy living their lives and busy working in their own environment.
Yeah, but then there are a lot of folks who are a part of that. Now, mind you, Farmers Hill had wonderful vendors out there. I think there was a lot of missing the mark with the arrival. I hear what you're saying, but Exuma is a tourist town. Even the entrepreneurs, their base is in tourism. We understand, even as Bahamians, that's where our hospitality sounds like. But that's what our hospitality comes from. That's why we have this hospital. You go in Exuma and you know they're second homeowners. I think the disappointment for me was that I think when I looked at Exuma, what I saw was that as much money as Exuma makes, a lot of that money doesn't stay in Exuma.
Okay.
A lot of that money doesn't stay in Exuma for Exumians. What I saw was an island that I know, based on just the amount of revenue that it supposedly brings in by itself into the economy, should look better, should feel better. When you see, you know, Bahamians in homes, and this is across all islands, but when you consider, I would say that Exuma has more traffic of tourists, and I think we're all safe to say that, than Grand Bahama.
At this present time, yes.
Okay. So Exuma in and of itself is filled with every day. People come in, they want to swim with the pigs. Some people stay on Black Point Key. People stay in Exuma proper. You have multiple second home owners. Vacation rentals are up and about. But the money isn't there for the people. It isn't there. The roads are not done. What I saw was an island that gets sucked of its revenue. And it's sucked of its interest. Right? And yet it's still selling. It's selling its beaches. But it definitely ain't feel as if it's including the people. So the people, I believe, felt outside of this experience, that this was, again, something that is happening on their space, but not for them. And that is what I saw, right? That is what I saw and experienced. And that, you know, people wanted to see the pigs, but they weren't, you know, and I think the people feel as if they only come here for those things. They only come here for the beach. They only come here for the pigs. They only come here for that. So what am I getting dressed up for? Right? And I think that that is something that we have to do, because I met these guests on this vessel and they were like, they wanted to go into town. They said, you went where? When I showed them Forbes, they're like, really? But then the value of paying $400 per person, our thing was $800. And I say that knowing full well that we ain't paid for that, right? Thank God for Crystal Serenity. But that's how much it costs just for us, right? And so my thing is, there's that heightened sense of value of cost, and the guests are saying they're not feeling that value. That is a problem.
Okay.
You feel me? And that is what I think also too, even in the reception and how they were received. And I know that I believe that after folks have seen what Sansal did, Jesus, we were on the tender, Cecil. When we were pulling up to the dock, the guests audibly did this number. Wow. Now, you know Sansal. I mean, I would say the last person to discover Sansal was Columbus, because you know most Bahamians ain't never been that far, right? But San Salvador, these people were enamored. People were having spiritual experiences. They were loving the people. The people were loving them. One fella going to make a whole man-made beach just to make sure all the vendors had a space to eat and feed each other. This is a community, and that community experience conveyed to the guests. And I want this to be said. I saw economic empowerment, and all I saw was more opportunity for growth. That all I saw in that was not what the cruise ship was making, you know. Knowing the type of guests these are, they won't come off the ship. They'll do the complimentary beach. But when they come off the ship, you know what they will find out? Where do you go?
Yeah.
What do you eat? And so I spoke to the administrator. I said to the administrator, listen, you don't worry about what tourism doing. You have your person standing right there, 2 or 3 people with Sansal shirts. Ask me. Just put on your shirt. Ask me anything. San Salvador, ask me. And have your hand out your flyer and say you go right down to Max on what's the name of that park beach? Lord, I can't remember. Beautiful beach, nurse sharks swimming. You'll never see a beach like this before. Right there by where Christopher Columbus statue is, or where they said he landed. Right? You go right there. Let the man make you a wonderful drink, and then have a beautiful beach, and it ain't too touristy. And then you don't have to worry about what the cruise ship take. If this is a different type of passenger, you know, this is a different type of passengers. I ain't worried about the other 2. I like this one. These people got money to burn. Some people on this ship by themselves eating dead slow because they can't move no faster, but they won't come off. They come off.
And they want to make a connection.
Yeah. So
and 1 or 2 of us could have been adopted, inherited some money. Yeah. Become a Derek Rule.
Yeah. I think I was close. I actually thought I was close. I actually still think I'm going to try tonight. I got one more shot. One more shot. We're going to take a break. It's time for news. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja, Black Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We're live here, Grand Bahamas, sitting on the pier. Crystal Serenity, CA Newry joining me. We will be back right after this.
Tell them they could come see. Then say I'm proud to be a Bahamian. Proud to be a Bahamian. Proud to be a Bahamian, yes. God gave this land to me.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
You're listening to the Guardian News Network. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Taylor Ferguson. Here's what's making news. Thank you so much for tuning in. Head of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit and Cable Beach Police Station Chief Superintendent Jamago Dames threatening to crack down on illegal social gatherings and other COVID-19 infractions this holiday weekend.
If you are fully vaccinated, according to the orders, if you are fully vaccinated, yes, and that's all of the persons who attend in that social gathering must be fully vaccinated in order to attend that social gathering. And so I want to assure you also that the COVID Enforcement Unit, we have put together a special operation just for this holiday. And so if we find that persons are at social gatherings, we will be stopping by to check if persons are fully vaccinated.
Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Kyle Wilson says industrial action could be looming. He is pleading to meet with BPL executives. Wilson says there are only a few matters that have been agreed to, and only with the help of Public Works Minister Desmond Bannister.
I'm willing to still sit with the powers that be. Today, I'm trying to get an audience with Mr. Hasty today so we can get further understandings to avoid any future or possible issues. And so I'm still trying the conciliatory process. I'm still trying to sit to the table, and I will exhaust every option available to me before I have to take other certain actions.
No response from BPL when contacted, but Works Minister Desmond Bannister told the Nassau Guardian when discussions are complete, he's certain we will receive a statement. There has been a significant rise in domestic violence cases since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to Chief Justice Sir Brian Moree, who said such cases are heavily contributing to the backlog in the court system. The Chief Justice said the courts have seen an even bigger increase in landlord disputes.
And this is not surprising because obviously during the pandemic, people were laid off, they were furloughed, they were not able to pay their rent. And the landlord gave them a certain indulgence, but they're still having difficulties. And of course, when rent is not paid, the landlord sometimes can't pay the mortgage because they use the rent to pay the mortgage. Right? So that has created serious issues. And we've seen a very large increase in those types of cases.
He said, given the possible consequences of delaying such matters, two magistrates will be focusing heavily on these types of cases. And that's what's making news. I'm Taylor Ferguson. AP News is coming up next.
This traffic report is brought to you by Shield Insurance and Prudential Loss Adjusters.
First look at traffic now, and it's more than a slight upturn going on here. This afternoon, there are a number of popular routes that are laden down now with that Friday afternoon traffic. Gladstone Road, it is stacked. The north lane, they're really back to getting out onto JFK. Then the south lane, it's also busy. Not bumper to bumper, mind you, but a continuous flow going over the hill there and heading into the Carmichael Road area. The $20 roundabout is a mile above the highway. Now, that's another busy all-around extensive back line thing going on there. You've got the traffic that comes in off JFK on the west side, loading that roundabout down. You've got the traffic that's coming in the north side from the Sports Center past Millennium Gardens. And then from the east side, you've got the west lane traffic that's also going there and tying that roundabout down. So it's quite busy up in the area at this point. Friday afternoon crowd can also be seen all through the inner city areas right now. You've got Wolf Road, which is a heavy ride on both ends. In the middle is a little bit light, but over on the Ponciana Drive side, it's kind of heavy in both lanes over there. But when you look over on the east side, getting near Mackey Street, it's busy there as well, all the way into the intersection of Soldier Road and Bernard Road. However, it's in the center of town where you really see Friday afternoon that's got traffic is really stuck and held up. You're actually in slow traffic lines on 22 million East Lanes going into the Blue Hill Road roundabout, on East West Highway coming off into that East Street roundabout. And as you're getting over the hill on Blue Hill Road headed into the south, you'll notice the north lane is still all tied up like it was this morning, with folks trying to get into the 22 million roundabout below. However, the ride south, you're going to run into some congestions near the Carmichael Road intersection, but fast and easy for the folks that are going into Carmichael Road. But you still got a lengthy line, single lane traffic that's leading on Carmichael Road, on the Blue Hill Road, and just taking a shot one at a time over there. East Street in the south, busy in both directions, but not enough to cause congestion just yet. Just that you know, there's a lot of folks in the street, and so you're seeing this active movement back and forth. And then there's West Bay Street. Busy on both sides. This National Traffic Reporter Service of Dr. Danny Johnson Associates at Foot Michael International. That's 302-5402 for more info. Busy Riders got to look at traffic in real time. I'm G-A-N-N.
Biden and the economy. I'm Tim McGuire with an AP News Minute. President Biden signs an executive order aimed at reducing anti-competitive practices that curb business competition, raise prices, and dampen wages.
I expect the federal agencies, and they know this, to help restore competition so that we have lower prices, higher wages, more money, more options, and more convenience for the American people.
One main target, non-compete agreements that often stop workers from taking other jobs at higher pay. Biden says in some states, even fast food franchises use non-competes. A statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee that became a rallying point for white supremacists and a deadly protest in 2017 in Charlottesville, Virginia, will be hoisted off its pedestal this weekend and sent to storage. Officials say a statue depicting Stonewall Jackson will also be dismantled tomorrow. In 2017, a counter-protester, Heather Heyer, was killed by a driver who drove his car through the crowd. I'm Tim McGuire.
A pretty lady down the street one day, here's what she had to say. Life's been unkind in so many ways. I'll be evicted with 5 children, yes, hardly a cent to pay the rent on down head. Here's what she said. Oh, how I wish I could fly. I'd fly away so high, up with the birdies, way up in the sky. Things kind of getting too.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja, Black Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We are live in location, Grand Bahama. So Freeport Harbor. We are at Freeport Harbor on the Crystal Serenity cruise ship. We're coming to the end of its inaugural voyage through parts of the Bahamas due to COVID issues. Or just to give you a sense again, to remind you of the itinerary, we were to have gone Monday on, so it's actually, this cruise started Saturday. So Saturday was, of course, you're in the vessel, all excited, free food. You can't get used to it yet, but we're not used to free food, free wine. I mean, can I just say, this was like free for free. It was fancy free. This is not, I mean, you're not used to cruises that are this free.
And fine dining free.
Man, fine dining. I mean, I don't even know how to call these names, right? So, of course, I am the person, y'all think I get it together with words, but not at this place. So there's a place called, I just learned it, very easy to say. But for some reason, I couldn't say it. It's called Umi Uma, but every time all I heard was Umi Zumi. So it was Umi Zumi, the fine dining sushi place that I loved so dearly. I love this place. It was, I mean, oh my God, it's by Nobu. Nobu, the sushi guy, right? So I give you just because I want to share this wonderful story. Our table, we're a table of 7, right? We're a group of 7, right? We're a group of 7, and So we are now going to eat this fine dining, sushi, sashimi, tempura. We're running out because this is now food we know that if you were home, you're getting, you know, appetizer and main course. We ain't even really trying with no salad. We're just not there for that. You know, I don't know what else he's put in the pit. What he put in the middle of appetizer and main course. I don't know what they call it. We're not doing any of that because it's too expensive. So we just get everything for everything on the menu, Cecil. If we didn't eat about $4,000 worth of food,
I was taking it back to my room.
We started at a point where we were super excited to eat. And did you ever see, like, when you're really hungry, everybody just attacks everything? They were bringing food and we just were looking at it. At the end of the day, just looking at it like, yeah, who's going right now? It was wonderful. Oh my God.
Cruises are good. And I heard that you mentioned in one of your clips that they perhaps will give a Bahamian price because I can't afford this right now.
Oh, no, they got a Bahamian price. Oh, I got the Bahamian price. They got the Bahamian hookup. And can I say,
won't go. I really won't go.
Listen, y'all got to go. This Bahamian price is so stupid. I don't even understand what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know if they really know what's going on. This is what is so crazy about this. And I want everybody, please, you're going to love it. And we were told that they're fixing some of those challenges with the first 2 ports because we were out sea for 2 days. So they're going to be adjusting the schedule. Hopefully everything stays true and, you know, it works out where they can adjust it. I don't think Cat Island, until the government resolves that issue with this one owner of a pair.
Easily resolved, especially during COVID.
It needs to be resolved.
Competent authority said we need it. Call it that.
Man, listen, all I'm thinking is you can imagine what Cat Island could have offered us. Oh, my God.
The culture, the food, the experience, the rake and scrape. It's an opportunity to expose those tourists to a different type of Bahamas, an old Bahamas.
You could package over. You could package kneading dough. We have some tourists who are now stopped at every island just for bread because we told them you cannot go to the island and not get bread.
Oh.
Shout out to Erica's Bakery in Long Island, by the way. Stupidly amazing bread. Yeah. Okay. Just in case you ever go to Long Island, Erica's Bakery is right there by whatever dock that was we landed at. Sorry, Erica. Everybody know Erica's Bakery. That woman could bake a bread and any pastry. I digress. Man, I'm telling you, we have to, I mean, this couple, the woman playing KB song just because she fat. Now she's a twig, but she come on board with KB song. She got Gussie May playing. We ran here thinking this a game. There is so much money to be made in country. Anyways, your point was.
No, I'm excited. Like I said, I hope the Cat Island thing is resolved because the guest needs to experience Cat Island, right? I'm still amused by Package Zenobia, and I see no reason why we can't do that. Like, give them some fig leaves and say, man, burn that. You know, you're straight. Like, give me good luck, you know? So much opportunity for that. You can especially opportunity for telling old stories, and Cat Island is known for that.
Yes.
I think that San Salvador has opportunity itself too, being the first place Columbus landed on. The people understand who Columbus is, but not necessarily understand that and appreciate the fact that Columbus came to the Bahamas, right? That story needs to be told. Long Island has a history of loyalist history, two different type of communities living as one. And telling that story and that experience. And definitely there's an opportunity, especially for Floridians, Georgians, to return. You know, like how a day of return in Ghana?
Yeah.
There should be a day of return where Anglo and Black Americans who have ties in the Bahamas from 1776 can come back home and say, my great-great-grandmother used to live here, because it says Bahamian or born in the Bahamas here, and that there is some venue that you can research that can give you information, old pictures, old documents that you can take home with them. So it is an opportunity. I'm hoping that we take advantage of it for this several months. I'm hoping that this home porting with this particular cruise line stays. I think it benefits the Bahamas. I think it exposes the Bahamas to a type of persons we want to come and invest here. And we need to take advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, without a doubt, we definitely need to take advantage of the opportunity. Someone said, Nahaja, not over.
No, OBS good, man. We need to sell those bush medicine.
Listen, I'll tell you, I learned something here, boy, on this trip. There ain't nothing much folks don't want be a part of, right? So folks want to know. Someone even say bottle the Cat Island over there. You got to do something. Listen, the lady said, I tell you, I love these guests. I love these guests. So we have not an older couple. Lord, if they ever hear me, Maria and Teresa, sister, the best friends, right? The can-do sisters. I think that's what they said. If you can't do it, I could do it. That's how they call themselves. They've been doing this for decades, cruising together. It's three couples cruising together, and they were just so excited to get, just to be out and about and see everything. And listen, these women are 80 and 70 and they're young, vibrant, want to have adventures. I think also one of the challenges we're going to have to figure out too, how do we let folks know that you're going to tender? What is that tendering experience? Because older guests are not interested in breaking a hip. They ain't into that. Trying to get on no wood rocking. So we have some things that we can fine tune. And I just tell you, I love the spirit of the staff, of the management team of Serenity. And I think that, and I know, because I spoke with Kevin Johns. Kevin Johns is the director. He doesn't work on the ship. He's the director of these shore excursions. And they are looking for more of these authentic experiences. They want this. This is what they crave. So there you got an idea. Ministry of Tourism wants it too. Ministry of Tourism, everywhere I stopped, they kept saying, listen, we want people who make guava duff say, I could show people how to make guava duff. They want folks saying, you know what? Listen, I plait straw. I have a plait straw moment. We could make a package out of this. They want the simple things. They want Bahamian culture and experiences. And I just want Bahamians to hear, there's nothing. This cruise has to stay in country. But let me tell you some of the rates. Sorry.
And I noticed that you didn't mention Long Island yet. You highlight everything, and I want to hear about Long Island.
You ain't hear me talk about Long Island and Rainbow Long Island?
No.
Let me just go there.
Talk about the bread, and then you go fast forward Long Island, like Long Island have things to do. I want to hear about Long Island. Did you go to Dean's Hole? I want to know.
You missed all of my video?
No,
okay,
I watched your video. You're just talking about it now.
Let me tell you about Long Island.
I saw you. Of course I saw the video.
Let me just say, Long Island have some of the sweetest people. Let me shout out Kyle Joaquin, brother. Kyle Joaquin's brother is a handsome fella. Kyle ain't got nothing on his brother. I just can't remember his brother's first name. All I always call him is handsome. All right. Anyways, we digress. So then you have Miss Sandra Russell. I mean, Bill and Patrice Carroll. The hospitality was crazy. Saying, yeah, nothing said on Long Island. The hospitality was amazing. For the record, Long Island outdid all the other two islands just off the bat in their greeting, right? On their greeting. As soon as you stepped off of the boat, Long Island had all of their administrators and their staff and the vendors. As soon as you step off of your tender boat on this dock looked brand spanking new, by the way. So shout out for their construction. As soon as you walked off of tender, and I was actually trying to find the clip so that I could show it online, they were just screaming with delight, with joy, seeing us. So then they had this giant welcome and applause, and yeah, welcome to the Bahamas. It was the most amazing thing. Now, mind you, I have to act like I'm used to this, so I ain't smiled much. I did a little few teeth, and then I waved, and most times I was thinking that all of that noise was for Clint, because Clint believer, he's everybody's sugar.
He's a star.
Right? Yeah, right. So I don't act extra like it's for me, but then people start saying Nahaja, what you say? Hey, I smile at them, because I knew that one was for me. But I digress. It was a fun time. I tell you, Long Island was fun. We got picked up, Marquin and I. We didn't have to roll with Clint. We like, nah, Clint, y'all go do work. Marquin and I gonna get burnt from the sun. This is what we do. And we just had a wonderful time. We saw all of the beautiful landmarks. Can I say that I've never seen churches? Family Island church is always the best. Let me throw it out there. Family Island churches are the best, especially when you start talking about, I think it was Lord Dunmore. Was it Lord Dunmore? I think I got that history lesson with Lord Dunmore, and that the town is, that area is actually, it's the poorest area in Long Island. This is what I was told by our guides. because the vestiges, like, you know, like the vestiges of slavery, I don't know, it was just like weird story, but I thought, I was like, that's interesting. Then we saw some of the most beautiful churches. I went inside this Anglican church right on top of the hill, and I'm trying to remember the name. I got photos and everything. I was terrible writing notes. And I was like, we went inside, and this is old school history. Then the one to the very top where the priest apparently was Roman, he was Anglican, then became Roman Catholic, and he couldn't figure it out. Like, he just was like mad. But then in his anger, he was building churches. I like him. St. Paul, thanks, Grace.
That sounded Father Dawes. He was once Catholic and turned Anglican.
And he built some nice churches. Can I say, Father, whatever? Catholic. I like him.
But he built churches. He built churches. That's what I meant. Go ahead.
He built. Oh, and I did have Denise. You're right. And I had Long Island mutton. Oh, Jesus, hold on. Let me time out. Time out.
Goat mutton or a sheep mutton?
Don't watch nothing. Can I say Lloyd's has... Man, hold on, man. Time out. See, when y'all start talking about food, I can't focus. I try to focus, but then y'all just bring up food. Someone says Father Jerome. The father's name was Jerome. That's a really black name.
Dawes or something like that.
That's a black name. Or it was a white name, and then we made it black. Father Jerome from St. Paul's. I like that place. So I had Long Island mutton from Lloyd's. Lloyd's had some mutton with some crab and rice. You see, you caused my voice to go a little higher. Oh, Jesus. Right next to Dane's Blue Hole. Oh, Father, take my hand. Lord, take my hand.
Did you get to see the mermaid?
There's a mermaid. All I saw was folks just dropping out of the sky off the top of a cliff. There's a mermaid.
There's a mermaid who lives in Dane's Blue Hole.
See, now you talk all this fool on a good day. I'm talking about mutton.
No. I read that someplace. That in Alaska. Something called Alaska.
Listen, I'm so... Oh, Lord, I'm so proud of Long Island. Can I just say I'm going back? I'm going back to Long Island. I'm going back to Long Island. I have to go back to Long Island.
We want people to be exposed to these islands and desire to come to have a 3-day stay. You know? Yeah. So I'm excited. I can only imagine if they go to Acklands and see my people down there. They wouldn't have gone back on the cruise. They just said, no, let's drop me off here.
That's what it is. Yeah, once folks don't know it's you, right?
Yeah,
once
that's okay. That's okay. They can see my people's them. They can see my people's them.
Grace, when we come back, child, I coming back, Grace. I coming back, child. And when I come, I stay and I get, oh, Lord, I can get so black. Gordon's Beach is beautiful, by the way. Can I just say Gordon's Beach is beautiful?
So who had the best beach? There you go.
Let's talk about that on the other side of the break.
It's a trick question. That's why I asked that. Yeah.
That's a trick question. Shout out to my girl, Patrice.
Kind of the wrong answer.
We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. When we come back, I'll answer CA's question and I'll give you all the rates. Y'all got to do this cruise. You have got to do this cruise. And they've made it so where you are able to do this luxury cruise. We'll be back after this.
Down in Andres by Scroll Hill, there was a lady, she sure was built. Her face so pretty, her skin chocolate black. She looked like a lobster with all her meat and back. She's 5'5", weighed 317. Man, you have to see her to know what I mean. Don't let her sit down, she'll broke up all your seat. Man, this gal is so big and boy, could she eat. But I like her like that, how she big and she fat. When she shake and whine and shake and whine and move and spine, and just cause she fat, just cause she fat, just cause she fat, she whine like that cause she fat, just cause she fat.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
The new Chevy Captiva has everything to keep you and your family comfortable on the road. This affordable 7-seater has an efficient turbo engine and a 10-inch touchscreen infotainment system that displays the rear view camera. There's smartphone integration, electro-assisted steering, and USB ports in all rows. Chevy Captiva is a family SUV that has space, comfort, and functionality with fold-down seats and dual AC vents. Get your new Chevy Captiva today at National Motor Company on Shirley Street, where standards are higher.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Ooh, yeah, I'm proud to be Bahamian. I'm proud to be from here. Looking around, it's clear to me just how much God cares. He gave us the lovely beaches and the bright sunshine. He gave us all the requirements to make our lovely country divine. And it's better. I say it's better. With God it's better. Oh yes it is. Better in the Bahamas. Now if you agree with me, wave your hands up in the air. Let's all do the very best we can to keep peace and love in our land. Let's continue to put God first, and everything else will come, you see.
And we're back. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio. 96.9 FM, everybody. Happy Independence. Tomorrow, we got to play. Did we play that song yet? You got to play that song. The quintessential independence song. Independence morning is like the baby born. You know, for a long time, I sat and I asked, is born an actual word? And it broke my heart when I realized bornin ain't really a word. It's our word, Cecil. It's our word. But I like it. It just sounds weird every time I sing it. But I like it. Just for the record, I wanted to throw that out there. Happy Independence, everybody. We are live from Crystal Serenity on top of the veranda, my room's veranda. They gave me a backdrop and a flower, a plant. And so I got an empty Perrier bottle. I was drinking a drink that... it's very not, the name is not Christian, but Christians do this name. This is what Christians do this, right? But the name is just a little bit out there called Sex on the Beach. But it is, you know, it's a very good drink. Right? It's a very good drink. But I digress. Very, very amazing drink. Anyways, shout out to everybody who's been fabulous. What are you looking at, Cecil? What's your problem?
I'm concerned that you're going all the way to Long Island and doing strange things on the beach. But I digress.
I'm saying that today with the drink. I didn't say anything about the you know, why you ain't saved? You need to get saved, man.
Pray for me. Just pray for me.
It's good to have you on. CA Newry joining me. Someone says, Kisses, I've already done about 19 cruises, Caribbean islands first, then all over Europe. But I like 14 at least. But I like 14-day cruises. But I like to take this cruise so I can see our islands, which I haven't done many because they're too expensive for less quality. Yeah, I feel you. So let's talk about it. Now, before we get to that, Cecil, you asked what was the best beach, right? Okay. What would you think of the 3 islands would have the best beach? Your thoughts. We had Exuma first. You had Grand Bahama. Nope, not Exuma, Sansal, and Long Island. Who had the best beach, Cecil? Who would you think?
Mind you, these are the three top islands. Only other islands I would add on is maybe Harbor Island and Cat Island, because they have the different type of beach. You know, that Cat Island sand is like powder.
Yeah,
that white sand.
Yeah,
you know. But I want to know, you being physically there, I just don't know who had the best beach.
Let me tell you, I never had such a high. This was hard work, right? This was hard for me. Honestly, and the reason why it was hard, you know, Tamara says Long Island, Cape Santa Maria. I didn't get to see Cape Santa Maria. I got to see Gordon's. So maybe if I see Cape Santa Maria, it might change anything. Sansal had a beautiful beach, right? Long Bay, Sansal's beach. I'm trying to remember the name of the beach. But it's in Long Bay. This was a beautiful, pristine beach. We were actually sitting down, we're walking towards the beach, and there's this nurse shark coming, just chilling and just sauntering around, right? And it's so clear. It's so clear, right? It's so, I mean, it's beautifully clear. And so I'm like, this is hard to top. Powdery blue sand, you know, Long Island's beach, gorgeous, wrapped around, same thing. I mean, just, you can't say anything else. But there's this one beach that I have to tell you, not just because of how beautiful the water is, because I think all three share this beautiful water, this magnificent powdery water. This, this powdery sand and this beautiful turquoise water that goes out and has expanses. But there's no experience for me like Forbes Hill Beach in Exuma. The reason why I say that is because it's like a hidden alcove. You don't see it when you drive toward it. You have to come to it, and then it curves. It's private, so it's not where the tourists are. It's your own little getaway. It's the most romantic thing I have ever seen, and still to this day, after traveling, after experiencing that 15 years ago, it's just amazing. And so I love all three, but my God, Forbes Hill Beach for me, because of everything else, I mean, that's still untouched 15 years later. And none of y'all run there, please, and dirty up my beach. That's my beach. Y'all don't go there and mash up my good beach with litter, loud music, none of that. Pay respect. Have homage. Behave. Because these beaches are gorgeous. Shout out to all of them, but that's the one. That's the one.
And were you able to find any family in Exuma? Because I know you were with McKinsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they come and look for you?
Man, listen, I saw a little three, at least three, and then everybody else was busy trying to make some dollars. So I didn't have a problem with that at all. It was good. Shout out to my good cousins Karen, Larice, and Trina. I had a good time. It was good. All right, so let's talk about the price. Let's talk about the price. The good prices that we have. This price, this cruise starts off by itself, $2,780. That's what it starts off. That's the non-veranda rooms.
That's luxury. That's a luxury room.
Yeah. That's not the that's what we're not. That's the step below what we're in. They're starting this cruise for Bahamians at $999.
That's not bad.
No, that's exceptional.
For a luxury cruise.
For a luxury cruise, $999. And then they move up to the room that I'm in, which I stopped looking to see what the price was. I mean, hey, just shout out to Serenity and all of y'all good people. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. This will be $14.99, right? Full on $14.99. I'm like, upgrade me. Yeah, I'm taking this one, right? And then you have penthouse living. Now, most of this ship is penthouses. Most of the ship is not this. This is like one floor. The 8th floor is one floor veranda, and then everything from 9th up. That's ocean view. Then inside balcony we were in. We weren't in ocean view. We had a veranda. So there's no interior cabins on the ship. So there are no interior cabins. All our ocean view or veranda with limited view, then penthouses. So it's a really fancy deal, right? So I would say if you've got $2,500 and you feel like that's a good price, that's great. That's great. No, I think that's per person. No, that's not based on double occupancy. That's per person. And I think that's a pretty darn good deal. Consider now you're 7 days out to sea, everything included. Man.
And you don't have to pay for a plane ticket to go to Miami.
Say again?
You don't have to pay for a plane ticket to go to Miami. Yeah.
And listen, I will say this too. The check-in process was fantastic. Check-in process at Bahamas was seamless. It was so easy. It was so easy, right? And so it's fantastic. I'll tell you right now. I mean, you go into Bahamas, they take your baggage, right? You take your luggage. Baggage sounded very emotional. You take your luggage and you walk into it, and they staggered the check-in because of COVID. So you weren't filled with a lot. There weren't a lot of people all around. So it's better to go earlier in the morning, like the 11 o'clock hour, or the second to last check-in time. And I think it took us all of 30 minutes, 30 minutes from we checked in to leaving.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. And if you're traveling alone, yes, it's still $9.99 if you're traveling alone, because that's for you. That's you, right? So I mean, listen, this is pretty cool. I mean, it's worth more than those dollars, because and that's one of the things Clint and I were just sitting and chatting over, was the luxury side of it, right? Yes, you have to be vaccinated to do this cruise. That's a question that someone had. You have to be vaccinated to do the cruise. So that's the thing. And so that's a caveat. If you don't want to be vaccinated, then that's a challenge. Ocean view with portals, windows, inside or without, usually lower, but I see this ship don't have those, which is good. Yeah, so that's it. The ocean view is $9.99. That's the portals. There's no interior cabins on this vessel. Everyone gets a view of something, right? And then you have your veranda. That's what they call them, veranda, but we call it balcony. I see. I feel you, Kay. I feel you. But we call it veranda when it's luxury. I tell you, this place is crazy. They got the fridge and everything in it.
What was a veranda? And I said, let me don't ask. I know what balcony is, but you could have said balcony long time, and I would have been able to nod my head.
Sorry, my apologies. They call it a veranda. So it's a, and then everything above that is balconies, right? And I mean, penthouses. These penthouses each have your personal butler. Get that. You have your own butler. For $2,500, you got a butler. There's iron your clothes for you. What a time. I had ironed my own clothes.
What? You need to get a penthouse.
Get a penthouse.
The next trip.
One floor short of a penthouse. My God. I got ask management what happened, why we ain't get no penthouse. I have to ask management. But it is so good. It is romantic. Now I want people to get this too. This is because of the market, right? And I think it'll change for us because of the market. I spoke with the ship's director, the cruise director, and his thing is they look at the demographic of the market and then they determine what activities will happen, right? Well, obviously they looked at the demographics of the market, and the activities weren't necessarily all that exciting for us, because it's older and whatnot. But I definitely do believe, because he's such a cool guy. There's Keith Spaff, the cruise director, and what they're aiming to do, and they really would love for more of us to come on board, that they're going to make some of these more, these activities a little bit more diversified for a more diversified audience. And there's nothing you want that they won't do for you. So, for example, the NBA Finals wasn't airing on TV. I asked, where's the NBA Finals? They said, oh, you want to watch the NBA Finals? Okay, we'll just have to pay for it. No problem. Sure enough, y'all, we are watching the NBA Finals because 3 of us were interested in watching the NBA Finals. I don't know about anybody else, but I know we literally had the air, and they paid for the channel, and we're watching the NBA Finals. That's what I like these people. I like these people.
That's when you have luxury. Those
That's
things
when you got luxury, man. And I mean, they got luxury lotion. I ain't even messing around. The lotion.
So when's the next cruise?
The next cruise is Saturday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow they on board and start all again.
We're doing it all again. So that's what we're doing here in Grand Bahama, Freeport Harbor. By the way, I hope that when we do this again, Freeport Harbor is open. We've been sitting here all day. Guests haven't been allowed to disembark. This was the only venue where we didn't have to tender. And this is because we're not on schedule for this as a stop. Speaking again with management, this is something they're going to work on, but hopefully next time, Freeport Harbor will not be open, will not be vacant, lifeless, and there will be excitement and hopefully senior frogs. I'm looking at Dickey and what is this? Dickey and Wiles, Daiquiri Bar and Grill, Del Sol. I mean, all of these stores, I'm hoping that they're open and they're alive and vibrant. So, there's money to be made, and COVID has done a number on us, but this is a good thing. And I want more people to know that these guests want more than just the trinkets. They could buy souvenirs anywhere. They want the experience, and they'll buy the souvenirs too. That is a fact.
And how many bread did you bring back? Because I see you didn't call me to pick up anything.
No, you ain't mind. Listen to bread and almost.
And you know I like bread.
Again,
And
sorry to hear
you
that.
don't have to give me a whole loaf of it.
But you know what I did? You know, some things don't travel well.
Bread don't travel well?
Not if it's good. Now, if it's bad, it could travel real well.
Sound like you didn't bring the bread home. The bread will be left there.
Sound like I definitely got to go to the gym.
Yeah, definitely. So who had the best bread?
Oh, no, I ain't doing that. No, I ain't doing that.
Okay.
I ain't doing that.
But you got bread from each stop.
I did not in Exuma. I failed in Exuma. Right? Because I was so
no bread.
I was caught up on the beach, man. The beach knocked me right out of the park. I was just focused. I was wrong. I was lost focus. Land on the ship, and then the lady who we told get the bread for you know, to get the bread, she comes to us. Did you get the bread? I'm like, no. So, yeah, it's been that kind of life, but it's been a wonderful experience, and I want as many of us who can to support it. Also, something I asked, and Wally, you can cue that clip for me. I want you guys to hear this because I believe that it's very important that we become more proactive when we talk about our product and tourism, and what should we do to capture or keep something that's very good. And this, I like this company. I've traveled with the other boys. We've seen lawsuits. We know about their behavior and dumping. We know how they feel as if we are not the product, so they'll have the key and have shuttle all their people there on the key, and they're doing the same. And you know, I've seen that, and that's fine. And people like that option, but I like companies that seem to be more vested in us and want us to be a part of this process and consider the environment. I haven't had a chance to speak with the captain, and these are just, you know, interesting individuals, but I digress. So the question was to him, will you be staying? And this is Kevin Jones. And so while you let me know when you've got it. Oh, we take a break. Let's take a break first. 40 after. Let's take a break first. When we come back, I want you to hear the response from Kevin Jones, corporate manager, on if they will be staying past their contracted time and promised time of November. So I want y'all to hear that. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
One morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry.
I'll be leaving on the Alice Mabel. I sure hope she's still able. So this evening around 5 o'clock, I'll stand at her bow and see the dock. Out in the field from dawn till dusk, swimming in the blue pool is a must. That island where I was born, the first thing I'll do is brew some corn.
Wake up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry.
Every day that ends in a Y is a great day to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12-ounce can, $1.99. Super Value alkaline water, 5-gallon size, $4.99. Sweet tangerines, 3 for $1.59. Rainbow evaporated milk, large can, 4 for $3.49. Pork chop ends, $2.39 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Enjoy an elevated mobile experience with BTC, giving you
unlimited talk for the best conversations, unlimited data for all your online fun,
and unlimited roaming to stay connected while overseas.
For just $50 per line.
Unlock unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming when you sign up for BTC Superfast Fiber Internet with speed starting at 100 megabits per second. Enjoy more great savings and value. Upgrade or sign up today. Visit any BTC store or btcbahamas.com. Conditions apply.
As a people, Bahamians are anxious about the future. Feeling down and out, unsure in these unprecedented times? We need to believe that love's coming back. Join us Tuesday, July 13th at 11 a.m. at lovescomingback.com for the virtual launch of Love's Coming Back, an inspiring new anthem from Grammy Award-winning founding member of the Eurythmics, songwriter, producer Dave Stewart, which will premiere globally at 12 noon. Presented by Basic Records, Bahamas National Trust, and BrylandAid.org.
Independent morning is like a baby morning. Independent morning is like
baby morning. On July 10th, 1973, Bahamians everywhere were free to shape their destiny in the land of the rolling sea. Man and woman, boy and girl, there is none rich like your soul. Independent morning is like a baby morning. Independent morning is like a baby morning.
Come on now, y'all know that's got to be the best song ever. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja, Black Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. You're listening to us live from the Serenity, the Crystal Serenity, last day of our voyage. We are out to sea technically, but in harbor at Freeport Harbor. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking right directly at the Freeport Harbor sign, talking to you from our room's balcony. So we are, you know, and there's a lot of activity. Can I just say, sitting here and you're just watching ships, we knew we were close to Grand Bahama. We knew we were close in Inagua. We knew where we were because there are cruise ships sailing, yachts sailing, cargo ships in the air being refueled right off of Pinder's Point. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of money traversing through the country. How much of that money is actually staying in country? That's a whole other show. We are not a broke country. We're just brokered poor deals. And that has left the majority of people struggling. And again, I go back to Exuma. Exuma has so much money that travels through it. But when we get to the roundabout in Exuma, when we get to the capital of Exuma, I mean, it breaks my heart, right? And then you wonder what is going on? How much money isn't being made? And if I remember, but that's not a show here nor there. Let me don't go there. Just so much things that came to mind. And, you know, it shows that money's spent, money's being made in this country, but it's not being made or given to the Bahamian people or in any way to improve the way we live. It just seems it's crazy. And so you have to ask, how much money truly is Exuma providing into your GDP? And what percentage of that is supposed to stay in Exuma to improve Exuma? So Exumians don't have to worry about their road being ripped up for months. Massive mileages of road that's still ripped up, but apparently the prime minister comes in for one day and they get good pieces of it fixed because that's the part that he's riding on, but they're leaving the rest undone. When the media calls, they say, oh, that we'll start back up X, Y, and Z. Come on, man. Come on. See,
and I appreciate you even bringing it up. You know, it's a tough pill to swallow. But Exumians need to hear this, especially how the rest of the Bahamas see it. It's a jewel. And as a jewel of the Bahamas, it needs to be pristine. There's no room for second-classism in terms of its product. And if what you're saying that the capital of Exuma needs some sprucing up.
Sprucing up is an understatement, Cecil. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It can't be that bad. Exuma's nice, man. I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures of the beach. If the beach that nice, definitely the capital must look nice. But clearly need to be addressed. And making excuses as to why it doesn't look as pristine as you would like it to be, especially for being a tourism capital, one of the tourism capital in the Bahamas. Perhaps we need to put fire underneath their feet and say, hey, remember, y'all are not normal. You need to do better.
You need to do better. And I love something else.
Perhaps because you have a tie to it. And it's basically your home cut in your home island, you know, so you might be just defensive.
I not even that. No, it ain't even that. It was bad, Cecil. If you saw it, and then having a guest, so a foreigner sitting with you, and poor Ministry of Tourism official. Well, we're now in the capital. I was like, I wouldn't have said that. I just would have been like, hey, we just don't say capital. Don't say this is a place.
You're in a rough spot. We're passing through the rough spot now.
It's just a roundabout. Like, what are you talking about? Capital. So it was tough It was a tough pill to swallow. And I think too, what I saw, and someone made a mention of Long Island, you know, one of the things I have to tell you, but made me so proud, is seeing Bahamians. Some Bahamians just know, okay, this is what I'm going to take advantage. This is what I'm good at. I'm going to take advantage of. One Bahamian brother, and if I call the business, you know the business, that they are, I mean, he has in Long Island, I mean, my God, he's figured it out in the last 5 years. I'm going to do vacation rentals. And along with a lot of, so there's a lot of second home buyers who were doing this a long time ago. Then Bahamians, Long Islanders caught on, and they started doing the same. And you see this on other islands as well. But one brother was like, I'm just going to do this. 26 units rent out, booked out, nowhere to stay in Long Island because the brother done booked.
Nice.
These are guests traveling in country. And that's why I tell people, listen, if you got a room, you got a room, boy, make that room into something. Convert, baby, convert. Make some money. People don't want to stay in hotels anymore. And since COVID, they definitely don't want to stay in hotels. All right. Here is what the CEO, the corporate manager, said when we asked about, will the vessel be coming back? Will you be coming back? Wally, are you ready?
Let me just preface this by saying that we've received tremendous support from the government, both nationally and locally. I have no qualms there. And at the end of the day, what's been clear, every single island that we went to, even when we had to go try to put out fires in Spanish wells, etc., it was never a political issue.
No.
It was always a people issue.
That was it.
Both sides of the aisle got it. We're bringing a cruise ship model to the Bahamas where nothing comes off the cruise ship but water and resources for the locals to pursue their entrepreneurship. It's a different approach. Everybody got it except for the people who already have it. And the people who had more of it were more vocal about it. And so, you know, it put us in a position where we lost some time, right? In trying to get this off the ground and show this amazing product in this amazing land, we've lost some time that we could have been using to better compete, right? Because what's happening in the rest of the world is that they are waking up and they're catching up, and they are not shy about picking up the phone. The United States is calling. They are calling for us to come back and start there. And so we have lightning in a bottle right now, and we're trying to keep it contained here. And it's going to take some work. It's going to be a joint effort to try to keep it contained.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can do that for as long as possible. If we can do it in perpetuity, then we win. But at the core, no matter what we do, the hope and desire of Crystal is that we leave the greatest possible impression amongst our patrons, who, even if we're not sailing here, will come back. And that the jump start we provide to each of these family islands is then taken and they run with it. And that's the essence of not only doing no harm, but doing good.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing a good thing here, and no matter how long we're here, I think it will have had a good, lasting, positive impact.
Okay, so I said to him, what you didn't hear was, that's a very diplomatic way of saying, y'all done messed up, boo. Like, I don't know. We could try. We're hopeful.
He gives us hope. That is a possibility. But there's competition. And I understand that he said Florida or the United States is begging, hey, we opening back. You all need to come back home. So this is the opportunity for us to claim it. You know, in the name of Jesus, this cruise line belonged to us. And we ain't letting it go nowhere. Right? And so this is the time to showcase. We have now until November to showcase the Bahamas. to let these guests on board say, hey, I'm coming back for a 3-day over the weekend stay instead of this 1-day sailing through. So we're going to take advantage of this cruise line. I'm assuming that the persons at the Ministry of Tourism are tweaking things every day. Every day they get to get comments and feedback and from the guests and from the cruise line itself on what is not working, what is definitely working, and speaking to the residents there that there are opportunities here you can take advantage of, and if it works well, you can do well in terms of monies and savings and developing yourself. I'm hoping the Ministry of Tourism assists with training. Assist with funding or loans, whatever it is, that a possibility of growing. And I love the tent idea, but imagine a fish fry building of sorts, a mall of sorts that you can walk in and say, okay, let me see the arts and crafts and the food court. Right, the building itself is attractive enough to say, hey, I like the building. Could you see the clapboard and the pastel colors that they're using and that they're doing? There's a number of opportunities. The storyline of Columbus at San Salvador is par none. Right, we can take advantage of that and run with it. I would have hoped to have seen some reenactment of Columbus landing. Yes, you know,
and so, that's what they know. Listen. You hit the nail on the head, because tourism, they're aware what they haven't gotten, and I hope that people will see. And this is what a lot of the tourism officials said to us. Sorry, we're outside. If you can hear the ambient noise, that's because we're live on location here at Freeport Harbor. That the tourism officials that I've spoken to from each stop, what they've said is Bahamians want to watch and see. And now that they've seen it, that we are going to show up and show out. And I think, and I've been talking with even with persons on board, that when you get to these spaces like Columbus, they have lecture series on board, right? Where it's recorded and it's in the room so that people want to learn. So instead of talking about, what we had now was, American president, at each stop, a story told on that island. And that is what we're trying to get into, to have on this ship and this experience, that a Bahamian Cat Islander, obviously they're Bahamian, a Cat Islander retelling a Bookie and Barabi story, or retelling the story of Cat Island, or
the simple story of Sir Sidney Poitier. Say, he born here, right? This is his old clapboard house right here, right?
That's right.
I'm willing to spend $100 of a tour to go see where Sidney Poitier used to live. Yeah. So there's opportunity there.
And people didn't even know Sidney Poitier was Bahamian. And so that was something that they were looking forward to in Cat Island. I met some wonderful, just people who from all over the world, some not on the ship, some, a French competitor at the Blue Hole seeking to break a record and just wanting to learn more. And this is, we must realize, and it saddens me because I know what we're facing in country, man. I know what we're feeling as a people, that this is not our land, man. And that everyone else experiences it. Everyone else gets to live and breathe while all we do is work. And that the product of tourism is for those who have. But I wish to implore all Bahamians, we are the product. These guests who are coming now in country, they don't want the boutique hotel or the boutique stores, Versace. They can get them anywhere. They want us. And you must demand that we be seen. We are the product now. So when you land, rake and scrape got to happen. It got to happen, and it happened in Long Island. It happened in Long Island. Shout out to them. Man, them fellas was rocking in Long Island.
They seem to understand what it takes.
Man, listen, let me tell you, I'm so proud. I was so, that's Exuma. I know where they get that steel pan from in Exuma, because we don't do keyboard and steel pan. I'm saying we could play them. I don't know. We got a lot of work.
No sword.
We got to go. Cecil, it was a pleasure. I'm on vacation next week, y'all. I'm on vacation. My vacation continues.
2 weeks of vacation?
God is good.
What I can do with my 4 o'clock spot? This
I don't know.
Is taking out Nahaja Black. I got to listen.
I love you, buddy. Next week, we got my good friend Hubert, who will be joining and taking care of us, taking care of the show for me next week.
Call him so he can get on the show.
That's what you got to do. I'll send you the number.
Yeah.
I'll send you the number. All right, everybody. Take care. Please go on to Crystal Cruises website, connect with it, and see if there's a cruise. This cruise is for you. Everyone, have a great day. Thank you so much, CA. Appreciate you, buddy. Happy Independence, everybody. You're listening to the Hit Back with Nahaja Black. See you when I get back. We're out.
We now get together, brothers and sisters, to join in unity for independence. Let's get ready to be free. Independent nation, it is true. No matter what we may say or do, sing it high, hey, sing it low. Sing it wherever you may go. In the church or on the street,